Hey everyone, welcome back. I've been gone a little bit from making new videos. I was really focused on the project, the last bits and bobs, I made the official announcement, so that is also already something like in the June What's Happenings, The Alkebu-lan Tarot will hit Kickstarter. It will launch on July 22. So I've been really focused on that. Of course, I mean, I've shown it. Brother Will from Atypical Tarot, he did a review already of the deck. And another review will come. I will share it all with you in the community posts. So yeah, there is a date. It's happening. It's here, so that is something that I was really busy with this month, getting my decks out there to some people who wanted to review it, and dotting some I's, in the Kickstarter page, and all that. So that was really, in all honesty, my biggest focus this month, but again, it's coming out July 22nd. It will launch on Kickstarter. So that was the first thing of the What's Happenings of July, of June, not July, June. That I will look back on, in this video. By all means, please share the posts on Instagram, tell your friends, your family, your sisters, your brothers. If they're interested in tarot, then please share. I might be very creative, but I suck at marketing. So yeah, that was the first thing, by looking back here on June, what was happening. I did bring some new decks into my collection. Some were bought, some were self-made, so to speak. Yeah, not so to speak, self-made. Let's see. Let's start with this one. It's a small one. It's a crystals. Explore the universe of gems and minerals. 50 crystal inside cards. So I love the black background. Not a big fan of the gloss, but I love the black background because I love to work with my other one, my daily crystal cards, and that's all white, So here on this side we have the photo and the name, and then when we turn it around, we get 3 keywords and a crystal fact. Well, the crystal fact, not that important, but at least for the practice, when I pull. But I love to have the 3 keywords here. Again, I would have loved to have a background or a backing of the cards, but in this case it works, Also not the biggest fan of squares, but again, it works. I had the other one, the Master Teachers, but somehow in some areas it got a little bit too woo for me, or I don't know what it exactly was. I'm not hating it, but I was also not loving it. So I wanted to try this one because it again has the dark aesthetics to pair with some of my darker decks, So in that sense, yeah, it really does what it needs to do. I've been working with it a little bit and it's working great. So, well, that's the main component, right? So yeah, great little deck. Definitely not expensive. I think I got it for 7 or 8 euros. I don't know if it was on sale, to be honest. It popped up. I was like, yes, that's what I need. So I didn't really pay too much attention because it was really fairly cheap, So that's exactly, it does what it needs to do. And again, we have the 3 on the back or the front or however you want to see that. So again, a great deck. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, because it has 50 cards, we still have that that range, because I think the Master Crystal had 32 or 36, but a small amount of cards, The fact that I have here 50 gives me again that yeah, bigger deck, right? More options. I feel like I'm not getting repeating cards every time. So again, like I said, great little deck, very cheap, and usable, you know, because of the keywords. So yeah, okay, that was this one, crystals, explore the universe of gems and minerals. So very fun. Not liking the box because it will flip out, you know, but again, maybe I'll put it in the back. In for actually working with the deck, you know, I love what it does. So that was this one. Then, okay, this one, I was in this little bookshop kind of thing here in Antwerp, and it didn't have a picture. This is the box, yeah. And it was really cheap, not gonna lie. I think I got it for 11 or 12 euros, yeah. And my curiosity got me because I wanted to know what was in there, you know. And we couldn't see what was in there. I tried googling, making a picture and googling it, but that was not working. So I got it, and then it turned out to be this. So not too bad. Cardstock is horrible, not gonna lie. Yeah, I know why it was cheap, yeah. But it is something like this where you have some of the explanations, right? You have here a question, you have some keywords, you have like a quote kind of thing, you know. You have the upright and reverse keywords. You have the associations here and the yes and no, and then the numbers, you know. The picture quality is poor. It's really poor. I know why the deck was so cheap then. But yeah, I got it. It's here. I'm gonna keep it. Don't know if I will ever use it. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. Maybe one day I can pass it on to somebody who's starting or something, you know. You never know. I was just sucked in by the mystery. Yeah, if you want to get me, be mysterious, yeah, then you got me. Because I want to know. Because yeah, again, nothing, you know. So this was just the mystery that got to me. Like, what's in there? It ain't that expensive. Let me get it, you know. So yes, I was taken. So yeah, I think we've seen multiple of these kind of decks, right? Where you have some associations and keywords on it. With just the RWS pictures, even though again the pictures are pretty poor quality. I mean, look at the dark in the yellow, you know. So, but again, you know, I gotta own up. I was taken in by the mystery, so it's my own damn fault. and it's very thick, the paper also, you know. But yeah, it ain't great, but again, in this case, it was all my fault. You know what, maybe one day I will take the deck out, yeah, and I'll actually use the box for another deck. You never know. Anyway, that was another one. So yeah, this one was definitely impulse. This one, I'm always looking for a darker crystal deck, darker aesthetics, you know. So even though it was not planned, yeah, I found it. So yeah, I jumped on it, and again, it was very cheap, you know. This one was definitely planned. The Gold Lear Tarot, Liar, I don't know. This one I had my eye on already for, well, some time. And I kept going back and forth, but I made some decks with some, well, white space, so to speak, even if it was just in the title. And yeah, aesthetics matter to me. I cannot help that. So I had this one already, like I said, on my wish list, off my wish list, on my wish list, off my wish list. And when I was thinking for something to pair with some of the oracles I made, I actually remembered this one. And so yeah, it popped up again. not it popped up again. I went looking for it again, you know, so then I bought it. Overall, I think it's a good deck. Yeah, there are some things that don't align with the way I see it, also in the way they portrayed it. In some of the cards, I kind of feel that aesthetic was more important than the message. And even though I love aesthetics, the message still needs to be in there, you know. And sometimes I miss that in some of the cards. I mean, here too, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know me, I love diversity, yeah. But the cups, the act of temperance itself, yeah, is almost to the background of her, you know. And then others, like I said, are so far from the meaning itself, yeah, that again, you know, I'm questioning whether it was done just for aesthetic sakes, in the sense of that it just needed to be beautiful, you know. I mean, this too, I mean, this is a star, but we have a moon in the background, you know. This can be actually very confusing. So again, I do like it. You need to take it with a little bit of, with a grain of salt, in a sense of, yeah, don't get this deck if you're all about the esoteric meaning, right? Because I do feel that it's lacking that at certain areas. Let me be sweet here. Others, oh, like this one, yeah, are just beautiful, you know. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this card, but then again, other ones, they do lack for me. But again, because I'm already a little bit more experienced, right, with tarot, I'm just taking the Ace of Pentacles or the Eight of Pentacles as for how I see it, and then the picture just becomes, well, a beautiful thing under it, you know, whether it actually matches with the meaning or not. So in that sense, I'm happy. It was not too expensive, you know. I mean, I've bought more expensive decks than this. So still fun. Yeah, it's aesthetically, in the sense of the white space and the photography element, you know, in the college arts, in that sense, fits the decks that I wanted it for. So it does what it needs to do. And again, that is important. So I'm happy with the purchase. Would I have bought it knowing all of this? The thing is, I might be talking myself out of buying it then, but then I would still not have a deck yet to pair with the decks I made that I wanted it for. So the thing is, yeah, if I ever find a better deck, I might switch, you know. But for now, it does what it needs to do, and that is most important. So the gold lyre, I don't know, tarot. Again, does what it needs to do. I'm happy. And then I had some decks I made myself. I think I did a video about them. I think I did a video about them already, but let me be quick. This is a very small deck. I think it had 30 animals, but I wanted to pull in some animal energy in my monthly focus, which is an ancestral practice I have in divination, where I work with decks like the Black Madonna, the Weavers, you know. They are really like focus cards. They go deep. When I pull these two, I can take any kind of tarot and go deeper every time, right? But they give me like that focus start, yeah. And I was thinking of putting some animal energy next to these two. So it didn't have to be a big deck. Of course, I love a bigger deck, but I was really looking for it. And then I found some beautiful arts, but there were like 30 animals. I know there were, for example, 2 or 3 elephants, but yeah, if I have one elephant, I didn't want to put multiple elephants in the deck then, you know. So I ended up with 30 animals, which is fine, because again, what I will use it for is a 1-card pull, yeah, at the beginning of the month, you know. And I think it was good to experience with, again, to play with a little bit, right? To pull in that animal energy next to the Weavers and the Black Madonna. So I mean, they're beautiful, right? I mean, I really love them. I don't know if you can read it, but the title is the animal, and then I have a small keyword or two under it, however that played out. So for Mandarin duck, love and devotion. For giraffe here, I had grace. Let's see. Bull has strength and power. Elephant, wisdom. Rhino, solitude. Panda, protection. Snowy fox, independence. I do have a normal fox, and I also have two, like an owl and then a snowy owl, but they were different, so I didn't mind putting them in there. Horse, freedom. Bird of paradise, spiritual ascension. Hey, up. I'm sorry, my cat. Zebra, empowerment, and so forth, you know. So like I said, even though it's a small deck, it had a very specific function. And again, because this is a trial kind of thing, in the sense of I wanted to play with animal energy in that focus 2 card and make it a focus 3 card, and again pull in that animal energy then, you know. So again, 30 cards. These are the backings I put there. But I'm happy. I think this might actually work. And again, maybe 1 month I want to pull in some animal energy, and another month I'm like, nope, fine, I don't need it. So even though again the deck is small, it has a very specific purpose. Another one, I put it in a baggie here, is I called it in my computer file the Modern Melanated Oracle. These are the backings. It's art from, I think, I put it in one of my other videos. I will pull it again. I will put it on the screen. I always forget the name. So it's not art that I made, but I collected the art over a long period of time because I really like this art. I was only afraid that it might be too busy. So I kept holding off on actually printing the deck. And I finally did it, and oh my god, I'm in love with my deck. Again, I pulled in some keywords that I felt would work with the art. And again, make a deck. I'm really enjoying this one. I mean, I've shown my Afro Oracle. Let me see. Yes, I showed my Afro Oracle. That's this one. That too was a self-made deck. I think you've seen it before, right? And this one too, it's still such a heavy hitter for me. From the moment I actually had it in my hands, I haven't put it down. It's here on my table. This one will not go away. It's so spot on every single time. I knew it was a beauty in the black art, you know. I put my own, again, keywords on them. And yeah, then it's about, will it work or not, right? I thought it would work, but it even, it went beyond my expectations. Yeah, this is, I think I can fairly say, one of my favorite oracles ever. Yeah, and that has nothing to do with I made it, because the art isn't mine, you know. It's just, it's so good. It's really, 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 really good. Yeah. So I also think that was a little bit the scare with this one. Will that take away from that one, even though the art is very different? But it doesn't. So I really tried in the keywords to stay away from overlap. I do have some overlap. I think there are maybe 3, 4, 5 cards that do have a similar or same keyword, you know. But I really tried to stay away so that the feeling in the sense of the focus and stuff, yeah, except for the art, but really the focus with keywords and stuff would be really different, so that each would have his own time in that sense, you know. And even though, like I said, I only have it this month, so I have been playing with it for now 3-4 weeks. I really love it, and it doesn't take away from this one at all, which cannot be possible because, again, I love this deck. I really truly love that deck. But I think this one is creeping up too, you know, but again in a very different focus. So this one was definitely a hit. I was so scared that maybe the artist would be too busy, especially in deck form, right? But again, nope, absolutely love it. I was scared for it, but no, it is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely enjoying working with this deck, getting to know it better, because of course you get to know it by making it and putting the right keywords on it, you know, and all that, but actually now putting it into practice, you know, very different. And like I said, I had the same with this was beautiful. Yeah, I couldn't wait to print this one. And then when I had it, I had that scare of, well, will it work, right? Because I love what I'm seeing, but will it work? And then, yeah, like I said, it overgrew my expectations almost, you know. So again, this one is such a favorite, and yeah, I want this to go well in a similar kind of place. So yes, I'm working with it, I'm playing with it, I'm looking through it, and again, I absolutely love what it's doing so far. But again, because I only have it a month, I mean, the other one I have already for a few months. But yes, it's amazing. Absolutely love it, and cannot wait, you know, to keep working with it. So again, not really a name, but I call it the Modern Melanated Oracle. It's a beauty, it's a cutie, love it. And then I have one more, which was a tarot, which I made very specifically. I'm doing some work lately with really focused work lately. I mean, over a year now, I think, with Bastet and Segment. When it came to me, it was a surprise, yet when I really delved into them, it wasn't such a big surprise. The lion has always been one of my guardians. So first Segment came in that sense, and I was surprised, and at the same time I was like, no, I'm not. And then I went into a period of time where I was a little bit more vulnerable, I think. Yeah, I had some things on my mind, and then suddenly Bastet stepped forward, and that was like, because I already had that introduction with Segments, I was like, okay, that's not a surprise, right? But then I read about her being that loving protective mother figure, and again, it was such not a surprise. So I have been working with them. Sorry. So I was trying to find a cat kind of deck, and nothing really worked, you know. So I made myself. I love big cats, yeah. Panthers, jaguars, cheetahs, lions, yeah. I love them. Whenever there is a picture on Facebook or whatever that I actually like, I save it. For no particular reason, because what the hell are you gonna do, yeah, with 2, 3, 400 pictures on your phone? Well, make a deck out of it. I had so many pictures, and when I decided to make it myself, there was no question where to look, you know. So yeah, the title is big. Here in the corner in the suits, I have the coin, or in this case the pentacles, right? The coin, the cup, the sword, the wands, all of that. And then with the majors, I put in the number, the Roman numeral kind of thing, you know. So every suit has a particular cat, and then in the majors there's a lot going on with any kind of cat. So even though, like I said, the cups here has the tiger, it comes back in the magician also in the majors, and here again the numeral, you know. Strength, the mountain lion, the puma. King of Cups. Again, here we have the cups. We already saw the tiger and the cups. Again, cups. So these photos, some of the stories I know when they talked about it, you know, because I follow some wildlife or African pages in the sense of the lion and stuff, you know, but also wildlife in the sense of tigers. And like I said, I save these pictures, but most of the time there's also a little story about well, the guy or girl that they're capturing, you know. And some of these stories, they stick with you, right? Not all, but some of these stories, they stick with you. So whatever is happening in that scene, whether I feel it or I knew that story, you know, this is how I try to give them their rightful place in, well, the setting of the suits and the majors. So yeah, again, that was a whole thing, but I had so much fun doing it. And again, this one I grew to love very quickly also. Basically, yeah, I have all my favorite cats, yeah, in a deck, and I can work with Sekhmet and Bastet, yeah, in a very personal way, because again, I made that deck myself. This is also why you might find that the backings don't really fit the fronts, you know, because this is real photography and this is different, right? But because this deck is really, yeah, with the mindset, yeah, and the intention of working with Bas and Sekhmet. Will I use this deck for other reasons? Maybe, you know, but again, the intention is, yeah, this is in honor of, yeah, these two goddesses. So again, I had so much fun making this because again, it was all about intuition, feeling, you know. I mean, why put these two by 10 of Pentacles, right? And like I said, with some it was more about knowing the story behind it. Yeah, this is my world. Isn't he cute? The Fool is the same. I will try to save this one and show you. I mean, here we have the King of Wands, yeah, and look at that little cutie pie here. I mean, for me, this is perfection. This one, like I said, this is a story, yeah, because lions are not particularly fond of water, you know, and the Three of Wands, for me, the three are about growth, right? And in this case, it was evolutionary growth, because the lions in this particular area, because the water kept rising, yeah, they could not go from one bank to the other anymore without swimming. So they could not get back, yeah, to the rest of their pride or their territory. So these lions, yeah, they started to do what people didn't expect them to do, and that was swim. Yeah, in this case, there was a whole set of photos, and I remember laughing so loud because his facial expressions were everything. In his face, you could actually read, I need to do this shit, but I was not built for this shit. So, yeah, again, this picture is very specific because I remember the story, you know. Here, see, the Fool, I had this little cutie pie going around, you know, making his journey. And then for the world, I was looking and I found the same photo shoot. This is the same cutie pie. You can see it in the face, yeah. But it was almost like he was at the end of his journey, right? Because he was sitting, he was posing. There's almost like this crooked smile that he has. So because I already had this one for the Fool, I thought it would make a great world card, you know? So yeah, that's how they came about. So again, you know, there is no sun in here, but if you look closely, let me try. If you look closely at the eyes, I mean, the sun is right there. So again, some is more intuitive, right? So again, this one was so fun to make. My Hierophant, he's so posh the way he sits. But yeah, again, it was very intuitively made for this practice, and at the same time I had so much fun working with all these big cats, you know. Aren't they beautiful? I can look at this deck all day long, seriously. I just love big cats. I mean, this one too with the stars, you know. Oh, I love it. The High Priestess, sorry. I love this one too. The way he looks at mommy. He's really waiting for her cue, right? And most of the time they don't see it, but there's one more here in the corner. They're so cute. I mean, she had a big litter. It's sad to think, you know, this is why I placed it in a 10 of Swords, that, well, some of them won't make it to adulthood, you know, because she is only one and there are so many cubs. And yeah, that's really heartbreaking for me to think about. It's that beginning, right, of the they begin their life in the 10, right, when we talk about closure, but closure also the new beginning. Yeah, they begin their life, and at the same time, yeah, they might actually be minutes away from, you know. Anyway, that's too sad to talk about seriously. So yes, again, I really went in my, I didn't need to search much. Yeah, like I said, I have 200, 300, 400 pictures, yeah, in that folder of any kind of cat, because I love these big cats. In the majors, I did play with some house cats, kind of in that sense, you know, the teeny tiny ones that we cuddle with here, like the moon. And we already saw the Fool and the World. Let's see if I can maybe find a few more. Isn't she cute? I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that 100 times because I will never get over this deck. Yeah, this was Death. These are cat skulls. Let's see. The Hermit. Got a cheeky smile thing going on there. The Devil. Yeah, don't mess with her. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gushing over these pictures. Yeah, that will never stop. I absolutely love them. Here, Judgment. I'm sorry. I keep laughing at this one because if you look good, let me see if I can close it a little bit. She is very judgmental. Yeah. It's such a cutie pie, but the eyes, yeah, the eyes. It's very judgmental. So yes, I almost flipped through the whole thing right now, huh? Here, yeah, the Chariot. I mean, she's in a hurry. Dinner's ready. Also very beautiful. The Lovers. And yeah, the Hanged One is also a house kitty. Isn't she cute? So yes, again, this one is one I made myself, again, for a very specific practice. And I think this is why I chose those backings too, you know. It's like a reminder that it will be a sacred deck, no matter how cute I might find it. But the meaning, like I said, it's about that communication, you know, with these two goddesses. And that was the last one for today. I'm working, I think I did that also in my last video. I'm working on some other decks. I will probably have my first test printing of my own toast deck next week. If I have it, I will definitely make a video about it, because this is a first printing, you know. Adjustments still can be made, but I need to see it visually in my hands. It's just not the same if you have it on a computer screen, or if, well, yeah, I'm just taking it, but if you have that deck in your hand, there is a big difference. And especially because this is art, but what I'm doing is collage. Again, I need to have it in my hands to see how it all works together once it's printed on cardstock, you know. So I will definitely share that. Of course, next month it will be a milestone in the sense of the Alkebu-lan, because again, it will be launched July 22. I'm gonna keep repeating myself, huh? Just remind it, July 22. So I of course will be a little bit with my head in the clouds. I'm sorry, wrong one. When it comes to well, following that up, right? So again, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So I was really focused on this, and probably next month, you know, I will be focused on this as well. But also, like I said, because that toast one is coming in, I think it will be a great distraction once this is upright, not to, well, totally go crazy, and work on some creative projects still, you know. So the What's Happenings of June, they're pretty small. Yeah, it's not a big thing. This, it's a big thing, but not many big things in that sense. So yes, again, July 22. And I will come back with a video probably next week when my other decks come in, you know, to show you those, yeah, what I made again, and give you a first sneak peek of that toast. Because I can use in that sense, because it's the first printing. I would love to share, to show, and then please feel free to comment, you know, what you would like to see different, what you might think is a good idea, because I did it now borderless. What I didn't do yet is in the toes put there the associations, like the decans and stuff like that. I tried to put it in there after, and then it didn't work for me, at least the way I tried to do it. Then I tried to make it in a border, and like a border style, right, white around it, and I wasn't too happy with it. But it was also because I kind of felt pressured. I wanted to have it printed now, right, before I make adjustments. So I decided to leave all of that, just print, you know, the picture in that sense, and work from there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here today with me. I didn't have too much to share, but I still hope you enjoyed it. And again, I will be back soon with some new videos about some decks I made myself. And I'm thinking about making a few videos about some of the practices I actually have, you know, and going, well, a little bit more in depth about them. Like I said, the segment and Bastet practice. How do I go about that? What does that entail for me? I talk about my ancestral practice, maybe go a little bit deeper in that. And I have other practices. They all come together, but these are all practices I actually really work at. So I might actually do a series kind of thing about some different practices that I have. Anyway, again, thank you for being here. I hope to see you all again soon. I wish you a fabulous new month, the month of July. May the sun shine. May the sun make you dance and be happy. And again, see you all soon. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.